We got a jam-packed episode here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Colin Cowherd, he leaks what Washington will do. Is that going to be Jayden Daniels? What does that mean for the Patriots? Also, will New England stay away from Drake Maye? I got big thoughts on that. And lastly, the Patriots have begun off-season activities. We'll get into all that coming up here on today's show. But listen, we have an April subscriber battle underway. Patriots Today versus Seahawks Today. We all know what happened when Tom Brady took down Russell Wilson to the Super Bowl. We got to do that again here on the channel here at Chat Sports. We're 39 subs behind Seahawks Today, so hit the subscribe button. If you want free content around your New England Patriots, we are the channel for you. All right, let's get into this. Colin Cowherd hopped on his show, The Herd, and basically said what's been reported a little bit, but he's just the latest guy to say this, and that's that Jayden Daniels, the LSU quarterback, based on what he's heard, will be Washington's pick at number 2. Here's what he had to say. I've been told the Washington Commanders right now, as of today, would choose Jayden Daniels, LSU quarterback, as their top pick, behind Caleb Williams, of course. I'm told they believe he's more consistent than Drake Maye. He is quicker, more mobile than Drake Maye, and offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, who will have some say in this, has had multiple quarterbacks in college and pro coaching career that play like him. Now, Adam Schefter said this last week. Albert Breer said it before then. So it's been pretty consistent for, I'd say, about 2 weeks now that the general belief at this point in time is that Jayden Daniels will go number 2 overall. Now, it's smokescreen season. I don't think anything is set in stone. I think we're all 99.9999% sure that the Bears are going to take Caleb Williams. I wouldn't say those percentages are as high for Jayden Daniels in Washington, but it does feel pretty likely. It does feel like maybe it's 80+% that the Commanders will take him. Now, there's going to be conflicting reports, chess versus checkers. Maybe Washington likes both guys, and they're willing to trade down a spot with New England if New England gets desperate and likes one over the other. I don't think the Patriots would do that, but we know teams leak reports and things can change. But when every big insider is saying it, it does feel significant. But again, there is a lot of time between now and the NFL draft. Now, what do you guys think, Patriots fans? Do you believe the Jayden Daniels and Commanders draft buzz at number 2 overall? Type B for believe or type D for don't. Let me know down in the comments below. I do think where there's smoke, there's fire, and I do think that's probably the lean right now. Now, I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't think anything's finalized. I think it would be stupid if it was. I think these teams are still continuing to evaluate. I don't think it's a done deal. Now, do I think it's probably 70-80% Daniels, 20 to 30% Maye? Yeah, probably so. Maybe J.J. McCarthy's in there somewhere as well. But I do think that Jayden Daniels, right now, if the draft was today, I do think he would go number 2 to Washington. Now, what that means for Drake Maye in New England is the Patriots can have him. And I've said this is the dream outcome. If the Patriots have a chance at Drake Maye at number 3 overall, that is too good of an opportunity to pass up on. However, not everyone agrees. A lot of people don't think Drake Maye is someone that team should draft on. No one has come as harsh as Meril Hoge has, former ESPN NFL analyst. He's still floating around the internet these days. He ripped Drake Maye and said teams should stay away. Here's what he had to say. Quote, Drake Maye is the kind of player that will get you fired, especially if you draft him in the top 5 or top 3. He's going to get you fired. I studied him for 2 years. I watched every one of his games last year. His last game against North Carolina State was probably the most embarrassing display I've seen from a guy who is supposed to be an elite franchise quarterback. He's erratic. He's everywhere. Now, I've got strong thoughts in response to what Meril Hoge just said there. As you guys know, I am a Drake Maye truther. I think he's a good prospect. We'll get to those in just a second. But first, do want to tell you guys about Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app in North America, and you can download the app today and get a $100 deposit match by going to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. Action is heating up on the hardwood and on the ice. NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs just around the corner. How about the Celtics, the Bruins, perhaps the 2 favorites in each of their respective sports? We also have a 4-player entry for the national championship coming up in just a couple hours. You still have time to get on the action. Zach Edey, I'm going to go less than 24 points there. How about the more on Tristan Newton, 15.5 points? I think he has a big game tonight. We got Mason. We're going to go more, 5.5 points. He can hit a couple of shots. And then Steven Castle We'll go more on the points, rebounds, and assists. He's done a little bit of everything there for UConn. This is 10 to win 100, 10 times the entry here. Come on, you got to go bold on National Championship Monday. You can pick up to 6 players on any given entry. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. You got Major League Baseball. Again, the National Championship game tonight. You got other sports as well, like the NBA and the NHL with playoffs around the corner. Get in on the action. The link is in the comments and in the description. Now, I firmly disagree with Meril Hoge in his assessment of Drake Maye. Did he finish last year strong? No. To call it the most embarrassing display from any quarterback that's been expected to go top 5 in a game, though, against North Carolina State, that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, it's not the worst game a quarterback's gone top 5 in the history of the NFL draft process. Guys have had clunkers all the time. Like, it just does happen. Again, I didn't love how Maye finished. I do think at times he is an erratic decision maker, a little careless with the football as you look at the pros and cons there. But again, I think the pros outweigh the cons. I love the stature at 6'4", 225. I love the athleticism. I love the arm talent. He attacks the middle of the field fearlessly. Like, I'm not staying away. Like, yeah, if he flops and he busts, yeah, that'll get him, probably get Eliot Wolf fired. Guess what? That's true with any team that takes any quarterback that doesn't work out. I think he's worth it. Could year one be a struggle? Yeah, this offensive line and receiver group isn't great. If you don't want to throw him out there right away, that's what Jacoby Brissett is for. But I don't see, if Drake Maye is available at 3, I don't see you finding a better option in next year's NFL draft. You don't know when you're going to be picking. Next year's draft class doesn't look great at quarterback. So I would take him. That's my final, kind of stance on it. I don't see that changing in the next 2.5 weeks. If Drake Maye is there at number 3 overall, are there pros and cons? Yes. With every draft prospect there is at quarterback, but I'm taking the chance. I think he's worth it. I think with cleaning up some of his, I don't want to say laziness, but footwork, laziness and bad habits at times and certain, erratic decision-making at times. If Josh Allen can be fixed in the NFL, a way more erratic prospect than Drake Maye, I think Drake Maye is going to be just fine. Type Y for yes, you would take him at 3, or type N for no, you would not take him at 3. All right, the Patriots have reported for voluntary workouts. Remember, they get to go a little bit earlier since they have a new head coach in Jerod Mayo. Several players entering the building as we kind of cycle through that here today. These photos courtesy of the Patriots. And it's always fun, right? Get the guys back in the building, see what they do. These aren't crazy workouts. They're going to run around, run some routes, lift some weights, do all that kind of stuff. But you just feel it's kind of the first step of football is back in the air. Christian Gonzalez back. You like to see that. Excited to see what year 2 brings. He was off to a great start before he had a season-ending injury. I think he's got CB1 potential in this league, so I'm excited for that. So should be fun. Obviously, get a little, football fix before the NFL draft gets going here in a couple of weeks. And then obviously after that, you got more rookie minicamp, you got more OTAs, then you got minicamp, and then all of a sudden, boom, July's going to be here, and so is training camp. All right, jam-packed show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Don't shy away from Drake Maye. I think he's a good option at number 3. My name is Harrison Graham. Another good option is for you guys to subscribe. So please do so, and we will be back tomorrow.